Is the mirror dimension real, Hank?
You want me to draw a beach leaf?
That's what the f? And everybody over there is evil. Don't look to me for this.
That's trash now.
I knew it.
I'm Hank Green.
And I'm Siobhan Thompson.
And this is Ask Hank Anything. Hello, I'm Hank Green and I love questions, so I created a whole show about them where I have people come and ask me their questions, I do some research, and then I answer the questions that they had to ask me. And the best part is, then we get to talk about the answers. I get to learn about my guests. And today, my guest is Siobhan Thompson, who you might know from Dimension 20 and a bunch of other stuff. We did a season of Dimension 20 together. That was very fun.
Excellent season of Dimension 20.
I get compliments on it all the time.
You should. You did great.
I was so scared.
It's scary.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it still scary?
Yeah. The first day is always scary. And then I'm like, oh, right, I know how to do this.
Yeah.
But
I didn't know how to do it at any point during the show.
Yeah. You did. But isn't it fun to be a little bit scared sometimes?
It is.
It's great.
Yeah. Sometimes I say, this is my extreme sport.
Yes.
People are like, I want to jump out of a plane. And I'm like,
I don't need to do that.
I'd like to turn cameras on and be scared for 90 minutes straight.
I do think that the number one scary thing that everybody cites is public speaking.
Yeah.
And we do that.
We do that.
So we don't need to jump out of anything.
Exactly.
I'm good. I'm good. I would maybe do a big swing. Like sometimes you see a video of somebody on a big swing and I'm like, I think that's the level that I
like
can
over
handle.
a canyon?
Yeah.
Oh.
But there's no drop, you know? There's like a swing, it's not a drop. The drop I can't do.
Then they lower you down.
Yeah, exactly.
What I'm worried about is honestly puking.
Yeah.
I have a friend who skydove and they puked on the guy who they were strapped to.
Because then the puke just immediately flies into their face. It's on everything everywhere.
So you sent me questions.
Yes, I did. I don't remember what any of these questions are. I'm excited to learn them.
Did you crank them out real quick, or did you think about it?
I have one that I genuinely have been confused by for my entire life. And then
I think
the rest...
I think I know which one you're talking about.
Yes, and then the rest I sort of panic wrote because as soon as anybody asks me to ask an intelligent question, my brain goes...
Oh, it's so hard. I feel like the show has a cruelty to it where it's like...
You're a mean man.
Say a smart thing.
And everybody's talking about it.
Yeah. I feel sometimes like I should send here, and here's two to get you started.
Just as an example.
Yeah. Well, this is Puzzle the Pelican, and in the pouch,
I love him.
There are questions.
Here's a light one to start off with.
Okay.
I feel like every week we get a feel-good news story of a young person who has invented something incredible that would change the world. And then we never hear from these people ever again. What happens to those inventions and also to those people?
And I think that you wrote, do they get dropped into a volcano by an evil billionaire?
Yes. And I do want to know that, and which volcano, and can we help them?
Can we, can we stop it?
Can we put a net over the volcano?
The child inventor eating volcano.
Yes, exactly.
Is there a way to do it? So I started this question by thinking about what might be happening. So one, sometimes things get bought and then they get squashed. So that's a real thing. That's like the actual volcano version of this, where it's, we'll like take this thing and we're like, but actually we don't
We'll give you $10,000, which when you're 16 seems like all the money in the world.
And we'll make it go away.
Damn.
So that's like the version. So I'm not saying that this is a thing that happens. I'm saying these are the things that I was like, okay, here's what could happen. Perhaps the invention just becomes a thing and the child ages 5 years and then they're a 22-year-old and it's like, well, that's not that interesting anymore. And they're just running a company.
Yeah.
Perhaps they don't make a jump from idea to product is notoriously not leaped by many products. And then the last one, perhaps actually the product wasn't that useful. It might have been a potato made of lemons.
Sure.
And nobody needs those.
Except for the Greeks. The Greeks do love potatoes and lemons together as a dish.
That's a good point, especially if it lasts forever.
Yes.
Okay. So I looked, and it's like mostly those last three things. The most common thing that I found was actually the invention wasn't that good. And that's, I guess, not that surprising, because like if a 27-year-old invents an invention that's not very good, that's definitely not news. But if an 11-year-old does, then that kind of is.
Yeah.
And you want to like have something in the newspaper
something in the newspaper that isn't bombs.
Yeah, exactly. And that's a good vibe. But I also found situations where the product was a good idea, but just like didn't make it, but now that solution is being solved some other way. So an example of like like a bad invention. This one got press coverage. It was like, it would detect if there was a child in the back of the car.
Okay.
If it got too hot, it would turn on a fan, which like wouldn't actually solve the problem.
No.
But there's a number of other things if you could detect that there's a child in the back of a car that you could do that would solve the problem. And now some cars do those things.
Okay,
So if
interesting.
you drive a car that's relatively recent, you might get a backseat warning where it's like, hey, check the back seat. I get those all the time, even though sometimes it's like a piece of paper. And I'm like, really?
Yeah, so that's
How did you even know
maybe
about
too
that?
sensitive.
Yeah.
How skinny
But then-
is your baby?
Then sometimes it's an actual child. And I'm like, yeah, no, I know he's back there. Also, I think maybe I have the car seat in there. I've got like the booster.
Sure.
And so like that's enough. And so it's always telling
Oh,
me.
yeah, the weight of the booster is enough.
So that's a thing. There's also things that don't make the leap and then the problem gets solved in like a simpler or different way. But there are real kid inventors out there who have made things and they have products and they're for sale. There's this thing called Safe Wander, which the kid lived in a 3-generation household and the grandfather needed a lot of extra support. I don't actually know the reason. And so he invented this thing that like if grandpa got out of bed, it would alert everybody's phones. Be like, grandpa's out of bed. So like make sure that he has the support he needs. And that's now a thing. Like there are these bed alert systems that are, you can get the Safe Wander one or there's a bunch of others that are also available.
It's like the opposite of Don't Wake Daddy.
I don't
Grandpa is
know.
awake.
Oh, is that a game?
Isn't that a board game?
Don't Wake Daddy? I believe it. Anybody in the, okay, we got
Laser
some
says
nods.
yes.
Okay. Yes, Daddy awake now. Everybody
Yes,
also awake
everybody
now.
also awake. Great. Well, good for that kid.
Yeah.
That's a useful invention.
Totally.
I've
Yeah,
lived with a
the way
grandparent
that it
before.
worked
They're
was-
wily. They get out.
was actually, it was like a thing in Grandpa's shoe. So when his, when his foot hits the ground, yeah, it's just an ankle monitor. And now they mostly work as they are in the bed, and so if there's like no more pressure,
So there's
in the
no more
bed.
pressure in the bed. That
Yeah.
makes sense.
So it's a thing, and kids, they do the darndest things.
They
Sometimes
do.
they make little businesses. But like wildly, there's just so many inventions that happen that don't make it to market, but also most of them are invented by adults.
I wonder if part of it is also the Instapot problem, where they made Instapot too good and now nobody's buying Instapots because they already have one.
Oh, yeah.
Where I feel like sometimes these kids' ideas are really good and they just fix something.
Yeah. And they're like, we can't do that.
And then it's like, well, we can't do that because then it fixes it.
we have to leave the
You
problem.
can't make money if you fix it. You've got to have it a little bit broken all the
How
time.
do you make it a subscription service?
Yes.
Yeah, you've got to subscribe to your grandfather. It's an extra $20 a month to know where Grandpa is at all times. We put a chip in Grandpa. We don't need chips in us. We carry that. Like, I never leave my chips behind.
I have no desire to have a chip in me.
No.
In fact, I kind of at
Are
this
you a
point.
phone person? I feel like you're not.
I'm a big time phone person.
Okay.
I'm on my phone freaking 24/7.
What are you
and I
doing on
need
there?
Nothing. And I think that most of us are not doing anything.
Yeah.
Which is to say, like, I'm on the phone seeking human connection with my fellow human beings. But could I just
But not
phone my
actually
friends?
getting
Maybe.
it. Yeah. Is there a lot of like texting or is it like
I
scrolling?
text a lot.
Yeah.
And there's like a good amount of scrolling.
Yeah.
I'm on Blue Sky a lot,
Oh, you must see me.
reading out my little tweets, which we're not calling them tweets.
We
But
are.
I'm not calling them skeets.
No.
That's a repulsive
It's
word.
like Kleenex.
Yes.
You know, I'm not calling it
And they're
facial
not calling
tissue.
it tweets either. They're X's or whatever on the other side.
Those are also tweets. All of them is tweets.
Is that going in? Is it me doing this to twitter.com?
I'm not sure who exactly is in there. I have made the case loudly that they are tweets, especially now that Twitter
think they're
has given
tweets.
up them. So like, it's not
Well,
like,
also then, like, you go over to Twitter and they're just full blocks of text. Like,
oh yeah.
the nice thing about early Twitter was the brevity of it.
I have a reading problem, and so Twitter's so good for me.
Yes, I just want a joke.
And then honestly, the threads where it's like a bunch of tweets, that's also better for me.
Yeah.
Than a big block of text.
Well, because
I'm used to reading in this format.
I think that also that format causes brevity.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
I think that a school and university
Causes length.
teaches us to write in subclauses
Mm-hmm.
because you look smarter if there's more commas in the sentence. And even smarter than that, you throw a semicolon in there.
Ooh, I'm not
You
gonna.
got an M dash in there.
Not anymore.
Not anymore, but you know, when you're writing a paper and you want to sound a little bit smarter than you actually are.
You know what I love M dashes for is that I don't know what semicolons are for, but M dashes always work.
Yes.
Semicolons don't always work.
Are for lists in my opinion.
Just lists.
And very occasionally for other things.
Inline lists?
But like, in England, we're taught to do them for inline lists.
Oh, that's not
but
familiar.
I don't think that's very good for reading. It's something that when I was learning how to write sketch, was very good for me to be like, write in one sentence, stop putting subclauses in things because they're not nice to read or to say out loud.
I feel like I'm being called out right now. I'm a big subclause in a tweet guy.
Listen, we'll do it. But being aware that you're doing it and so doing it consciously is the way to do it.
Okay. Thank you. Speaking of being on the phone.
Why does autocorrect hate me? It feels personal. And I do think it's gotten significantly worse in the last year.
Worse.
And I suspect that it has something to do with AI, although I have a phone that does not have AI on it.
Well, your keyboard may have AI on it.
For example, I clicked on the auto-generate word the other day, and it gave me a space. That's not the same thing.
It gave you a space?
Yes, I clicked on the and it gave me a space. I often click on those auto-generate words.
I don't understand what you're saying right now.
Word. So you know,
it gives you. It's like suggests that.
It suggests the word the. I click the word the instead. It types a space.
Oh, it does. It doesn't
does not
put
type
the
word
in
the in there.
That's a bug. You identified a bug in the keyboard
I would
app.
maybe say 1 out of 5 times it does something like that.
Why are you just touch the words that it suggests?
And sometimes I'll type a word and it'll autocorrect a word that's a real word.
Yeah.
And it will autocorrect to a word that is not a real word.
Oh. What do you mean? What kind of not real word?
Because I'm assuming that it's based on, instead of dictionaries, usage.
Yes.
And so if you make the same mistake wrong enough times, it will think that you're doing it right. Even if it was previously autocorrecting.
So what you are identifying a real phenomenon. So in 1990s is when autocorrect began, and it began with a guy who created a macro for every time he typed TEH, it would switch it to THE.
Great.
Because that's a very common, and nobody's trying to type TEH until the millennials really went hard and they started to do the te.
Yeah, we did.
That was
2007 was a big year for te.
It's a very strange outcome, but that occurred, and we're leaving it behind. And then it continued to get more complex from there. And for a while, like there's so many different things that it's based on, and they keep making it more complicated. And the weird thing about this is that it is the keyboard application that's doing this stuff. There is a keyboard application.
Okay.
It's not just a keyboard. It's an app, and it has features.
Okay.
And early on, the feature was like, okay, TEH, THE. But then it starts to take into account, like, how close are the letters together? So if you type in PLEADE, it's like, okay, they might mean plead, and we got to take the E off. But they might mean please because the D and the S are really close to each other. If the D and the S were far away, it would know that it was plead, but it's not sure. So it has to make a judgment call. It has to base that on something. And it's basing it on a lot of human decisions that have happened in the past, or it might just, I don't know. It's taking a lot of information into account. It's like looking at what people do. This is a weird thing. For a second there, the app had only been beta tested by people in the Bay Area, by like Apple employees. And so they've got their typing habits. So if people misspelled cooperation, it would autocorrect to Cupertino, which is where Apple is based.
Yes.
Because those people write Cupertino a lot. And that became a problem where even people who were misspelling cooperation by not putting the hyphen in, because apparently sometimes that's the correct way to spell cooperation.
In England, I would say yes, always. In America, no.
Yeah, I did not know that about England.
Yes, we love a dash in the middle of a word.
Yeah, it would correct cooperation without the hyphen to Cupertino, which is definitely not what people mean. When they roll out these new features, they get worse.
Yes.
For a little while. And recently, I think, they rolled out a new feature, which is that it looks at how you do things.
Oh, they should not do that, though. I'm dyslexic.
At how everybody
I'm dyslexic. I have autocorrect on because I'm bad at spelling. Don't look to me for this.
So in that way, I think it may be personal.
Yes.
I thought it might be. So for a while there, when I was like, well, you're expecting me to be a normal person, and I'm not.
Yeah, well, because there are no normal people.
Yeah.
And especially,
but
frankly,
I like to think that I'm especially not normal. But don't we all?
I think for you, you might be right.
Okay.
But also, you may be not as not normal as you think you are.
Or in the ways that I'd like to think I am. But now they have switched. So I thought maybe it felt like it was personal because maybe you're a little not normal.
I am not.
And so
I'm
you like
quite
have
a lot not
you have
normal.
a different kind of life. Like it used to be that autocorrect would autocorrect tour to your because your is much more common than tour. But like I was on tour, and so I was typing tour a lot.
Yes.
And then now it's like, well, that was a problem. So we're going to fix it with this new thing where like, I look at how you use this
And
keyboard.
now it's changing your tutor. And there's no way to fix it.
Yeah. Whenever I type a word that's really a word, and it's the word I mean, and it autocorrects to a different word, I'm like, I need you to shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
That was a word. I didn't misspell something.
No.
And this was the thing with like duck.
Yes.
If you typed fucking, it would be like ducking. And you're like, that's, you know what I mean.
Weirdly, almost never happened to me. And I do think that was a use thing because I really curse a lot.
You really do.
I really curse a lot.
You took that algorithm and you were like, you are mine. Obey me.
Do not even consider.
And it seems to me, this is me talking out of my butt, but it seems to me when a new feature like this launches, it sucks for a while.
It sucks for a while, but they also don't tell you, hey, just so you know, it's going to suck for a little bit.
Yeah.
So like, be patient with us and like maybe report it back to us if it sucks.
They think that they're making it better, and they might be right. But the thing is, if it starts to suck in a new and different way, then that pops out in your mind.
It's become almost unusable to the point where I, a dyslexic person, am like, I think I should just turn it off.
Yeah.
It'll still underline in red if I spell it wrong. Here's where it gets challenging. Leak and leak, 2 different words.
Yeah.
2 different spellings, 2 different meanings. No underline in red.
Oh, well, look, I know what you mean. We're just trying to communicate. You don't need to be...
If you accidentally misspell something, I wrote an essay in college, and one of the people that I was writing about, his last name was St. George, and I wrote St. Gorge through the entire paper. And it did not show up in autocorrect, and I did not see the mistake.
Yeah, but would autocorrect...
Autocorrect also would not have fixed
caught that. Yeah. No, that's on you.
Yeah, that was on me.
You gotta figure that one out for yourself.
That really was on me. And I did it, to be fair, very consistently.
St. Gorge.
Yes, St. Gorge.
Did you think his name was St. Gorge?
I do think because it was an archaeology paper that maybe a gorge was involved, and my brain went correct.
Oh, so you thought his name was St. Gorge?
No, I thought his name was St. George, and I just misspelled it. Okay. Maybe 20 times.
I gave an oral presentation once where I called a facade a facade.
Incredible.
Yeah, because I'd never heard that word, or maybe I had
before.
Yeah, but I'd read it, but it had that little thing on the bottom.
Yes,
You know what I'm talking about? This thing?
Yes, I don't remember what it's called. All I remember is I had a teacher called Miss Monsey in junior school.
So you had that from junior school?
So I just think of it as, well, I also, in England, you start learning French.
Is that a French thing?
It's a French thing.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Well, we're all learning together.
Also, this video is brought to you by Henson Shaving. Nobody likes razor burn, the itching, the discomfort, the redness. But what if that might not have to be part of shaving? That's the problem Henson Shaving sought out to solve when they designed their razors. Many mainstream cartridge razors use springs, pivots, and flexible blade mounts so the razor can adapt to different angles and reduce the risk of cuts. Which might initially sound helpful, but it allows the blade to move slightly, which makes you more likely to feel that uncomfortable tugging. So you try to correct the problem by pressing harder, hoping that will make the razor steadier. That extra force increases friction, and that can lead to irritation. Henson takes a different design approach. Their razors used fixed blade geometry and extremely tight aerospace machining tolerances to fully support the blade and control its cutting edge. By stabilizing the blade instead of compensating for movement, shaving doesn't depend on pressure to feel consistent. Instead of tugging on your hair, it's designed to cut cleanly and avoid the burn. You deserve a more consistent shave, and that's what Henson Shaving can provide. Your skin will thank you. Henson Shaving will send you 100 blades for free. That's more than 2 years worth of blades for most people, significantly more than that for me, actually. Maybe I should be changing my blades more often. When you go to hensonshaving.com and use the code AskHank, just make sure that all the products are in your cart for the code to apply.
Okay, this is my question that I've been asking myself for 100 years. I'm very short-sighted. Minus 4.5 for the other short-sighted people in the room. I'm sure there are many people who are more short-sighted than me, but it is it's pretty bad.
Yeah. I'm not great.
If I take my glasses off and look in the mirror, why are the faraway things in the mirror blurry? It's a 2-dimensional reflection, so everything is the same distance away.
Is it? So
isn't it?
I hate...
Is the mirror dimension real, Hank? Is that what you're telling me? I'm looking in a mirror and there's a 3-dimensional object
Mirrors
on the other side of it?
Mirrors are like weirdly magic. And light, I find it extremely confusing. So in trying to figure out how to talk about this with you, I turn my own head into knots.
Okay, that makes me feel better because it truly has been so confusing to me my whole life. I look in a mirror and I'm like, why can't I see the painting behind me?
Yeah, if I'm this close.
Is right
the
here.
frame is in focus, but the thing in the mirror isn't. So the thing that I kept trying to do is trying to understand how nearsightedness and farsightedness work, and I gave up on that. I feel like I could get there, but it would be boring. But really, the thing that matters the most is what's happening in the mirror. Is the mirror like a TV where it's just a projection of what it's seeing? And there's this meme, I don't know if you've seen this, where people like hold up a thing in front of the mirror and then they put their face there and like, the mirror can still see my face. How does the mirror still see my face?
Sure.
Because we're imagining the mirror as a screen that is showing us what it sees. And that is not what a mirror is doing. A mirror is just reflecting light.
Okay.
And so to demonstrate, I've brought
visual aids.
A visual aid, which is a mirror. So what is happening is the mirror is not, this is you. The light is just bouncing. And so however far the light is traveling is how far away that thing is to you. What the mirror is showing you is like basically what is a behind the mirror world, and everything that is behind the mirror is as far away from that as it is in front of the mirror.
So there is a mirror dimension.
There's a mirror, and this is why mirrors were always like magical and mystical in stories.
I knew it.
You're seeing through the mirror.
And everybody over there is evil. I've seen Star Trek.
And if they get a little bit of it in your eye, it'll turn you evil too.
Oh my goodness, Snow Queen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, I can show you. Yeah, thank you. Turn the monitor on. I'm gonna like try and reflect the light here, which you can actually see. And then you can see my hand is in focus and the light is out of focus. And then if we now my hand is out of focus and the light is in focus.
That's so crazy that it catches that in camera as well.
It's the same thing. It's just light. It's just
wild.
Photons bouncing around.
I am more confused now than I was at the beginning, but I do feel also like everybody is as well, and that's beautiful. I brought everybody into my madness, and that feels really good.
Oh my God. It's just
really
light.
Hard.
It's however
Physics
far
is so confusing.
It's however far the light is traveling.
Got it.
Is the thing that matters.
Great.
And the light is traveling not from your eye to the mirror. The light is traveling from your eye to the mirror to the plant. All that distance is how far the light is going, and that's what matters to your vision.
Great. It's so...
Is that better?
No, it is. And also, it does feel like lightly mind warping.
It's upsetting.
And that also,
I think we're also like really used to screens now, and so that's part of the problem.
We are.
Yeah.
And I think that also like physics teaching is often not very good.
Sure.
Because it's really difficult and complicated. And also, if you're good at physics, why are you teaching?
Yeah, exactly. This is the real problem. The people who are teaching it are like, this isn't that complicated, because they're pretty far beyond like the basics of optics.
Yes.
And I'm like, actually, I'm still having a really hard time right now.
I need you to A and B me. I need you to teach me like basic.
Yeah. I need you.
Basic math. Let's start with 2 + 2. And does that really equal 4? Because right now I'm not completely entirely sure.
Yeah. So I get these people all the time who are taking these videos go viral of like, how is the mirror seeing me?
Sure, yeah.
And really you just have to imagine what the light is doing. So if you can imagine like your eye, like drawing a line from your eye to the mirror, and then off of the mirror, you can see how that line hits the person's face.
So it's almost like when you're doing 3D drawing.
Oh, well, I'm not, but yes.
When one does 3D drawing, you put a vanishing point, and that helps you create the lines of whatever. Exactly, the perspective that you're creating. It's almost like it's a 2-point perspective drawing. This is how my brain is.
If this works for you.
This is working for me, and it doesn't have to work for anybody else. It's a 2-point perspective drawing where the front of the cube is the mirror. And so it's like the point is here, and then the point is here. Again, if it's not working for you, this for me is making it make sense.
I don't have any experience with this, so
you didn't learn perspective drawing in school?
Maybe.
Damn, we spent so much time doing perspective drawing. The English education system is very different from the American education system, and every day I learn a new thing about what we did and didn't learn about.
I think that we should probably learn more about aesthetics in America.
I agree.
Because we don't do it great.
Americans don't really learn any poetry. You learn that one Edgar Allan Poe poem. Yep. You learn that 2 roads converged in a yellow wood.
Sure.
And that's kind of it.
Yeah.
Maybe one Emily Dickinson, I Did Not Stop for Death.
Yeah, and we're very American focused
Yes.
too. We're more like Jack London, just like people in the cold dying stories.
Yeah, everybody go read a poem today. Make your life a little bit better.
I have such a hard time with poetry.
Oh, it's so brilliant.
I know.
Because you haven't been taught properly.
There's too much in it.
Yes.
I'm like, do less.
Do the exact right amount. At the time, I was like so frustrated by the amount of time that we spent on poetry and talking about where commas go and marking things up for scansion. And now I can read. Yeah, scansion, the way that the poem scans. Yeah.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
I feel like poets aren't thinking about scansion, are they?
Poets are absolutely thinking about scansion.
I thought they were just trying to make it sound good.
Yeah, that's what scansion is.
But like, you don't have to. Do you think Emily Dickinson was thinking?
Absolutely. When you're reading Emily Dickinson, she's not suddenly like, oh, I just put 5 beats in this line instead of 4 because I couldn't figure it out.
No, yeah, I agree, but that's like she's not analytically thinking about it. She's aesthetically thinking about it. She's like listening to the vibe of the words.
Yes, but where does analysis begin and aesthetics end?
When you start making me like think about it.
Do you think poems are just creating a state of ecstasy for themselves and then letting the pen run across the page?
I don't know what that means.
I think some of them actually are.
Yeah.
You know, like Samuel Taylor Coleridge famously wrote Xanadu very high and then didn't finish it and then went back to try and finish it and couldn't and just so published it.
Is this the Olivia Newton-John movie?
Yes.
Yeah.
In Xanadu and Kubla Khan, a stately pleasure dome, something. I don't know. I know one line from 800 poems is what the English education system did to me.
I did love that movie.
It's great.
I don't know if is it related?
Yes.
Oh.
Well, kind of. Because Xanadu, in the same way as Timbuktu, is a real place and also has become a metaphor for a mythically distant city. Xanadu also was a real place that has become a metaphor for like a mythically distant city. It's kind of the same thing.
Sometimes I feel as if too much analysis can be placed upon aesthetic. And just be like, what are we like vibing with right now?
Yes, I think that was definitely...
you try and like lock down what it is, and then it gets locked down, and that's not what we want to do to art. And also it says like, oh, but this thing, if it acts this way, then this is good, and if some other culture is doing it some other way, then that's just not as evolved.
I agree.
As ours.
And learning the tricks, in my opinion, doesn't lessen the appreciation of the art. In fact, I think that it increases the appreciation of the art. Like knowing that Shakespeare is writing in iambic pentameter, and then through that noticing where he chooses to break that makes it better and more interesting for me.
Yeah, but I think that you can also hear it. Like you don't have to know it's happening to be affected by it, and sometimes...
Yes, but if you want to reproduce it, isn't it useful?
For sure. I've found that when I engage in an artistic form, it both heightens and lessens my appreciation for that art form.
Yes.
Because I see the magic, and it becomes not magic anymore. And so that's like, one, I'm like, wow, now when I listen to a song, like a person playing guitar, I'm like, oh my God, he just did that?
That's so interesting because I sometimes am like, I did choir and stuff and I can play instruments a little bit, but I never got a really good musical theory education.
Sure, yeah.
And sometimes I'm like, damn, I wish I knew what key that was in and why that matters. Because I hear people who really do know about music going, oh, it's in C major. That means blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, okay.
But sometimes I just want to like drink the wine and be like, this made me feel a way.
But isn't it fun to be able to drink the wine and go, I think this is from Spain? Right.
Actually, no. I think that that's a huge mistake because I think that
it's one of the funnest things about drinking wine for me is being able to go, I think this is from Spain. It's my one party trick. Don't take it away.
That's awesome. Well, what I worry about is if I get good at drinking wine, then that will make my life much more expensive.
Yes, sure. I did it by waiting tables and so drinking wine for free. A lot because that's the job. I wouldn't have done it if I'd had to pay to learn to do it.
Okay. What was the question about?
Light.
Oh yeah, it was light. Of course, that makes perfect sense.
How much does having houseplants actually change the atmosphere in your house? Like, I know that they produce oxygen, etc., but is it an actual statistically significant amount? And if yes, what plants are best at it? Cleaning the room, making it oxygenated.
That last part is not going to be important because basically it has no effect on indoor air quality, it seems.
Wow.
So there was a study that was done by NASA in the 70s or something that was like the soil and roots can be good at absorbing some volatile organic compounds that happen in space station environments, and that could be good.
This is space station environment.
And one thing you know about a space station is like not a lot of like flow from the outside to the inside.
Yes.
Famously.
Sure.
Like working really hard for that.
Really, that's most of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's it. It's a submarine, but opposite.
Yes.
So this is a very different situation than a home where there's going to be some airflow from outside. But also, it turns out that maybe the effect just isn't that big and it didn't reproduce well.
Wow.
And so you would need somewhere between like 10, this is the meta-analysis that we found, between 10 and 1,000 houseplants per square meter.
Per square meter?
To meaningfully.
That's too many houseplants per square meter. I don't think you can fit 10,000 houseplants into a square meter.
You definitely could not fit 1,000
Maybe if they
houseplants
were
per
like
square meter.
not in soil and like one.
Yeah, really small. I don't think that's what they meant either.
I don't
they
think
meant
it is.
normal size.
Yeah.
Yeah, so not 10,000, but 10 to 1,000.
10
so
to 1,000.
That's a very
Even
big
still, like
range.
you can't fit 1,000
You can't fit
houseplants.
10 houseplants in a square meter.
You could maybe fit 10 if they were very small.
Yeah.
And also using the entire square of the meter.
Yeah, you need a lot of lights.
Yes.
And suddenly you're
Really
basically
efficient cube-shaped shelf.
Yeah, you might be living in a grow farm.
Yes.
Like you're like making marijuana for a living. That might affect the situation, but there's going to be other problems with
Now
that.
that is going to be affecting the air quality. Can you get high from just being around marijuana?
I don't think so.
Not, right?
Yeah, I think that you can smell the leaves and it doesn't.
Yeah.
That doesn't affect you.
Yeah.
I think that you have to. The THC has to get in.
It's not just a miasma.
Well, it is kind of a miasma. Like, have you ever been in
so.
I've gotten contact high before.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Wow, I guess the 16th century.
They really had it going.
Really had
as
it
long
down.
as it's weed.
Yes.
Not so much for malaria.
So, is there any purpose then to having houseplants except for aesthetic? Which I enjoy having a houseplant.
Before we go on, can you tell me what the French term, because malaria is French, right, for bad air?
Yes.
What would good air be? What about like awesome air?
Like bon air?
Bon air, that's what weed is.
Great.
Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe Bellaria.
Bellaria?
Bellaria.
Oh, that's Italian.
Well, Malaria is Italian, isn't it?
Oh, okay. I thought it was French.
I think. I could be wrong, but I believe it's from like some swampy area of Middle Italy.
Sounds like something you'd know. You got that
It does
good
sound
continental
like something
education.
that I would know.
Yeah.
I had some kind of an education, which means that I know a little bit about a lot of useless things.
Right, but also a different set of things.
Yes, it is a very different set of things, and it is sometimes shocking. I used to run a pub quiz, and
that's so hard.
It's hard, but really
you have
fun.
to know what everybody knows.
But this was the thing. Like, there was one round that I have friends who still will roast me about this.
Yeah.
Where it was I did a drawing round where people had to. I said the name of a tree and they had to draw the shape of the leaf. Now everybody in England would be able to do this.
Oh my God.
This is a pretty.
What were the trees?
They were very easy. I mean, oak obviously, maple obviously, but also like sycamore.
Ooh, I could do
Sycamore
oak.
is the same as a maple. Beech, very easy. All of these they were very easy. I think I did dogwood as a hard one and people really roasted me for that.
Dogwood.
No, incorrect, sorry.
I'm just gonna do them all sort of leafy shaped.
Yeah, I think eventually
Poplar?
I actually don't know what a poplar leaf looks like.
Actually, I do know what a poplar leaf looks like. It's just sort of like that. It's just a circle.
Oh, yeah, okay. Willow's pretty easy.
Oh, yeah, like,
Yeah.
yeah. How am I doing, everybody?
You're doing great. Beech is similar to that, but it's got a variegated leaf, so it's
so a little bit like
little exactly. Yeah,
we both know the word variegated. You because of your British education, me because I took landscape architecture.
Oh, that's a fun class.
Yeah.
It truly was like, oh wow, we have truly two countries separated by the same language.
Like, there's a bunch of drunk people being like, you want me to draw a beech leaf?
What the fuck is this?
Beeches don't have leaves; they have sand.
What the fuck?
Get beat up over beech leaves.
I truly was not humbled, actually, sort of the opposite of humbled. It did make me feel good about myself. But was like
You
very,
were
very
emboldened.
shocked. I was emboldened by it. It did
You're
make
like,
me worse.
this country has
It made
nothing
me worse.
on me.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wow, these people. And I think
You know how people with my accent, they kind of sound superior? I think it's because
true.
we are.
It's true. Not everybody was growing up in my little village school where we would go for nature walks as part of the school system.
Beautiful. What were we talking about?
Houseplants.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they're...
Do they do anything?
Yes.
What do they do?
There is good evidence that they make you less stressed out.
Oh, that's nice. So it's like a pet.
Yeah, like an easy pet.
It's not easier than a pet. Pets are so much easier than houseplants.
You never have to like pick up their poop.
No, you don't. But sometimes they just start dying and you don't know why. And they
Yeah. But like when
there's
a pet,
no vet for there's
when
no
a pet
vet.
starts dying,
Yeah, that's
and you don't
expensive.
know why,
It's
that's
really
like a big
expensive.
deal. People, I think this is my opinion, and this is as a person with a wife who has this problem. People care too much about the health of their houseplants. If they start to go bad, that's trash now.
Sure. And what if it has a name and a face?
Why'd you put a face on it?
It's just anthropomorphized.
Oh, yeah.
I've personified the
And
plant.
that's probably part of why that relationship might be part of the stress response. What do I know?
Yeah.
So maybe that's a good thing. But sometimes I feel like if the houseplant starts to be a source of stress,
Yes.
it is doing the opposite of what it needs to do. Do you ever feel like people want like a thing that they like to have some deep science reason why it's good instead of just being I like this?
I think so. And I think that also because of the pandemic, we've become somewhat obsessed with air purity.
Oh, for sure, yeah.
So
You want air moving around.
yes, and that's more important than the plants.
Yes.
And also I just think that the infographic economy is booming.
Well, yeah. It's gotten a lot easier to make an infographic.
Yes.
Nowadays, you could just like type
Anybody
it
can
into
do
a
it.
box.
You don't even need to do it yourself. The AI can make it for you.
It can be made up.
Yes.
It can be
and
totally
they
fake.
Almost all are.
Yeah.
And when one person makes an infographic, that can poison the world
Yeah.
because you look at it and you go, well, it seems right. And then suddenly 2,300 other people have made the same infographic based on your infographic.
Yeah.
And then you're the guy who made up alpha wolves and then realized that was incorrect.
Well, that was the thing.
And then you're spending your
whole career being like,
Yes.
Yeah.
There's a great short story in the same book as the Rashomon story.
Okay.
Which I love. I can't remember the name of the short story. I apologize. But it's about a
Here's
priest.
future Hank to tell you the name of this story.
Hello, it's future Hank here to tell you that the story is called The Dragon, which she probably could have guessed. And usually we do this in a lower third, but I said we'd do it in a future Hank, so here it is. We did it. Now back to the episode, I guess.
It's about a priest, a Buddhist priest who's lost his faith. And there is a pool in his village, and he tells everybody, on this day, at this time, a dragon is going to appear from this pool. And his theory is he will get everybody so excited about this, the dragon will not appear, and then everybody will also lose their faith, and then I will be free.
Oh.
And what happens is, right at the last minute, as everybody's gathered around this pool, he has a moment of realization where he realizes that just because he's lost his faith doesn't mean that he has to do it to all of these other people. And he goes around and said, I'm so sorry, I lied. It was a terrible lie. I apologize. And because he's a priest, all of the people crowded around say, wow, I can't believe you said this. I've lost my faith. I can't believe nothing is real. If the priest can lie to me, then what is true? They all leave, and then when he's on his own by the pool, a dragon appears right at the time that he said. And it very much feels like a metaphor for so much.
For like the infographic world, for like the
Yes, because like I don't think that the people who are making these infographics really care about science information. I think that they care about clicks.
Yeah.
And
but then that world
it's like they are always the priest who is telling the lie, and they never get the comeuppance of having your faith restored and nobody else believing.
That's a wild. I love it. I love a short story, especially a stick with you one.
It's a real stick with you one.
Yeah.
The whole book of short stories is great. Give me a question.
Is that the last one?
This is the last
Oh,
one.
no.
What is The best way to deal with cat waste. I love my cats. They're so cute. You cannot compost their waste, even the stuff that says is compostable.
Yes.
At least in LA with their composting system, they say don't do this.
Yeah,
because
it's got a parasite in it sometimes, and they don't want that.
Toxoplasmosis, which look, everybody should get toxoplasmosis. Makes your life a little better. But
I think the jury's out.
Everybody loves toxoplasmosis. It's good for your brain.
So that
it's good for your life.
There are some municipal systems that will take cat litter if you get this stuff hot enough. So there are like different kinds of compost. If you get it hot enough, the toxoplasmodium dies. And so so look up how it works in your local place. So tell me about your cats first.
I have two idiot cats called Angel Summoner and the BMX Bandit, named after a Mitchell and Webb sketch. Summoner and Bandit to friends. They are two massive cats who are siblings, but the vet thinks that they are from different fathers because
that happens.
Cats can do that.
Yeah, people can do that.
That's true, but cats can do it much more easily.
Cats do it much more easily, yes. But it very rarely happens in a person, and it has to...
I've seen that Grey's Anatomy episode.
Oh, okay.
It's messy.
God, they're using all my science facts up there on Grey's.
Listen, there's like 8,000 million seasons of Grey's Anatomy. They'd use them all.
Yeah. You can get double pregnant by the same father.
Yeah.
It's different than twins because you have to have a second ovulation event.
Not second womb, but second...
An accidental release of an egg even when you're pregnant, which can happen, but it's very rare.
Strange.
Yeah. And so then you give birth to them on the same day.
And so when I gave birth to my cats...
Yes, on the same day.
I did.
One of them was a little older than the other.
One of them was a little bit older than the other. No, so one of them is...
That's wild.
Enormous. He's 17 pounds, and the other one is like more of a normal-sized cat.
Yeah. I kind of got the same situation going on. I have Gummy Bear and Chester, and Gummy Bear is like, you pick him up and you're like, wait a second, is that like a house cat?
And there's nothing you can do about it, because he's a big boy. He's just like, he's genuinely big-boned.
Yeah.
He's not...
Well, Gummy Bear is also...
He's like not... He's not ungenuinely. Listen, he's not skinny. But he's also like, he's just kind of built that way. He's beefy. He's a rugby boy.
Yeah, I wouldn't want this cat out in the wild.
No.
He'd be causing problems.
Oh, yeah. But you can't just feed them less, because he'll just steal the other one's food, which he's already doing.
Yes.
So anyway, what do I do with their fucking shit?
Yeah, so...
as somebody who cares a lot about, I try and recycle, I do
this is the big
waste,
thing.
I do,
this is what I want to talk about is like, what is the problem that we're working to solve right now? So when you think about throwing away your cat litter and the use of that cat litter, what's the worry? What's the problem that is being caused by that?
Why is it so much worse than just rotting meat and whatever you're throwing in your compost?
Oh, well, I mean, in terms of why you don't want to put it in the compost, it's just the parasite.
It's just the toxoplasmosis.
That's the reason, yeah. As far as I know. So that's going to get turned into soil. That soil might be used by people, and you don't want those people to grow their crops in something that's going to give them a parasite.
Sure.
Or their backyard gardens or whatever.
Sure.
I don't know what compost in LA does, but in Missoula, it gets turned into soil, and you can buy it at the store. Like, you can get your compost, and also the wastewater treatment plant feeds into it a little bit.
Oh, okay.
And you can go and buy the stuff that came from your own sewer. It's wild.
That's crazy.
Yeah, which I feel a little weird about, because I'm like, what else is in there?
Yeah.
Everybody's birth control and weird medicines.
Hey, it's free healthcare. Free healthcare down at the Missoula, Montana sewage factory.
So the big concerns, as I think about it, for cat litter are one, the mining of the clay. So if you're using traditional cat litter, this is clay, it is mined, it's taken out of the ground in a place in the same way that like coal is.
Yeah.
So that's the land use change is a concern. Two is like the mass of it being carried to the landfill and then taking up space in the landfill. And that one, as I keep looking at it, I'm like, this doesn't seem to matter that much. Like in terms of land use, landfills are not a really big contributor to human land use. Agriculture, for example, dwarfs it by many orders of magnitude. I think like we are kind of told that waste is like a way that we can control our impact on the environment as children. We just sort of carry that forward. It's not by any means the biggest way. So if you're worried about your cat's environmental impact generally, by far the best thing you can do is never feed them beef or lamb.
Great.
Because and that's gonna do so much more work than anything else.
That's so fascinating.
Which is not what I would think.
Yeah.
And not what people think.
No.
Because beef and lamb are just bad for the environment. They take up a lot of space.
And lamb as well.
Yeah.
That's so interesting, because beef I had always heard about.
Yeah.
But lamb...
They also have similar problems. They're not as bad as beef in terms of climate impact or land use change. But yeah, chicken, rabbit, turkey, Those are the ways you want to go. Those are the
amazing.
And so beef in particular, so much of our land is dedicated to feeding them. And anything that increases the interest or supply, like the demand for beef, is environmentally quite bad. There are ways to make cows that are good. They're not going into cat food.
And the cat food beef is not like waste from the human beef?
It can be, but in fact, sometimes people will buy human-grade cat food, and that is worse for the environment. Because that's food that could otherwise be going to people.
Like it?
I don't think
cat likes
it is.
the garbagiest food.
Yeah,
and
I think that it's purely a like this other food is dirty. Imagined situation, and that's not the case. These are healthy foods. So that's the big thing you can do, and everything else than that is like very small impacts. But I did go deep on cat litters, and here's a wild thing: if you are not composting your cat litter, you should not use compostable cat litter, because what happens to that is it goes into a landfill, which is super anaerobic, and then not all cat litters, but most of them will break down and produce methane, which is a greenhouse gas. So you don't want to do that. Anaerobic meaning there's no oxygen down there. The only way that it gets broken down is by these bacteria that produce methane. If it's not going to compost, you don't want to use compostable, even though oftentimes that stuff isn't getting like mined out of the earth. But there's an exception to this, which is probably going to be an inferior experience as a cat owner, but is probably the best thing, which is feline pine. So lignin that the trees make is different. It does not break down well at all under anaerobic conditions. That's not going to produce the methane. It's a waste product from lumber manufacturing. So that's like, otherwise, what are they going to do with it? It's like compressed sawdust. They might burn it in like wood stoves or something, but it's a good thing to use, but it's like less convenient than the clay. I wouldn't worry about it too much. We worry a lot.
We worry a lot. And again, the infographics aren't helping.
Yeah. I mean, like the infographic you could create about this, I just think that it wouldn't go viral.
I don't think so
either. I think people would share it. They'd be like, oh, so like there's nothing's that big if it's so like basically just
calm down about
chicken is what you're saying?
Chicken is better than beef.
Yeah, don't give them beef.
It's
fish is kind of in an in the middle space, which is, so like it really depends on the kind of fish.
Yeah.
Because oftentimes it can be overfished or.
Yeah. And my cats could catch a chicken, but I don't think they could catch a cow.
No, I don't think so. I think they need one that was freshly killed by something else.
Here's a fact that I
don't know that, I mean, I have a big cat. Have you met like a real full-size chicken? They can go hard.
Oh, yeah. We had a Maine Coon when I was a kid, and he killed somebody's chinchilla one time.
Oh, my dachshund killed our gerbil.
Damn. And what can you do? They are designed to do that.
Yeah, no, that's what they're for.
Dachshunds are made to do that. I mean, they are in our houses now, and it's great.
I don't know that they should exist.
They are freaks of nature.
There's...
Respectfully, I think they're very cute. As freaks of nature go, one of the cutest ones.
Yeah. There's definitely dog breeds that should go first.
Sure.
Yeah.
Dogs are so funny because they have such weird genetics that they can have that genetic...
They're very malleable.
Yes.
It seems.
Humans aren't as malleable as dogs. I weirdly looked into it for a thing that I was writing. I was like, why are dogs so, like, why can you have a Chihuahua and a Great Dane and they're the same and they can still have viable offspring?
Yeah.
As long as the offspring is being carried by the Dane and not the Chihuahua.
Yeah. And it would still be viable if you could get it out.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the problem. That's the problem with the Chihuahua, the 3-pound Chihuahua.
Yeah.
And the 150-pound Great Dane.
They seem to be very, like, and like cats, for example, aren't this way. Where like we have different cat breeds, but they're nothing like as diverse
they're very
as dog
similar
breeds.
And they really, it doesn't take many generations to go back to just cat.
Yeah. Well, same with dog, honestly.
Yeah.
You get like 5 generations away
from and then it's just
like
kind of vaguely mutt-shaped.
Boy, that looks like a African wild dog.
There we go. Yeah. There's a dog.
Yeah.
They're cute though.
Oh man.
They're
You're
cute.
a cat person though?
I am, just because owning a dog
you don't have
is a level of chores that I don't want to do.
You can't even water the plants.
I can't even water the plants. I keep the cats alive.
Yeah.
And I do water the plants. I just often don't want to.
There's a whole Instagram out there.
Well, and cats, if you go away for a week, they're fine.
Yeah.
Dogs, you go away for a week and they're like,
you
left me to die. Why would you do this to me?
You could have someone come by.
Well, sure, but it depends on the dog.
No,
you know.
I mean the cats.
Oh, well, yeah,
You don't
no,
just
and I
leave them.
do. Yeah, I have people come by and it's fine, but you can't do that with a dog.
Yeah.
Or at least you don't know if you can do that with a dog until you have the dog.
Sure. Yeah, you don't know how they're going to handle that.
Yeah.
A cat is much more like a roommate.
Yes.
Where it's just like,
Yeah,
I've got
I'm
my
going
own
on vacation,
situation.
somebody's going to feed you, and they're like,
okay.
Why are you telling me this?
Yeah, and when I come home though, after being away for a while,
and they're very
like,
cute
they're
and
like
cuddly.
happy to see you.
Yeah.
But I don't think that they suffered any ill effect.
No, they have maybe one day of being kind of clingy, and then they're fine.
Yeah.
And then if you want to be a person that brings your dog everywhere, you have to have a little dog, which is also great. I love a little dog. I'm not little dog averse.
Having had a big dog,
But
definitely would do a little dog
At a
next
certain
time.
point, I'm like, but that's just a cat that you can take places.
It's different. They're emotionally different. Not for me, but for them. Their emotions are different.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yes, their emotions are different. But what I get from it is the same.
Yeah. I don't know. I love an animal that doesn't give it away cheap.
Yeah.
I don't like
I
the
think
loyalty
that
of
is
it.
also
The
a part
loyalty
of
of the
it.
dog is too much.
Yes.
I'm like, I need you to punish me if I'm not being a good friend.
I have a friend who has a little dog who was like a little street dog and is very picky about the people that she sits next to. Mm-hmm. And that dog, I think is great. Because I really did the work to earn that dog's love.
I also, one of my favorite things about cats is they lay on the person who least wants them.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I love that from my dad.
Yeah.
He was like, what do you do with these things? What am I supposed to do?
It's touching me.
Where do
Is
you
it gonna
touch
bite
it?
me? Is
Where
it
are you
gonna
supposed to
bite?
touch
It's
it?
sharp. It's sharp.
It has sharp parts. And their love can be very sharp.
Very, very sharp.
Yeah.
Well, and you have to be able to read the body language of the cat.
Oh, very much. Took me a long time to learn.
We had another cat when I was a kid who was like a farm cat, and he was very, very, very friendly until you would see his ear go just like that. And then he was about to, like you could pick him up and walk around the room with his claws in you as he was attacking you. And like, you'd have to like, you know, when they're training police dogs, have that level of like protection against him. But you often hear
like
from another room, "Hi, kitty. Oh, you're so,
Yeah, very much like when a dog, so this, I grew up with dogs and now I have cats. And the first experience of the cat rolls over and like, here's my belly. You're like, well, I know what to do with that situation. You rub the belly.
Incorrect.
No.
No.
No, that's not what that's about.
No.
They're getting all their weapons available.
Yes, like a slow loris, you're not supposed to tickle them even though maybe this is me learning things from infographics again. But
how often do you get the opportunity to tickle those
listen,
slow
I'm on my
loris?
phone all the time. There was a moment in like, I want to say 2010 to 2015 where it
loris
became
moment?
there was a big slow loris moment, and it became, because they're so cute.
Yeah, very
And then
slow.
there were these videos of them getting tickled and they're like,
But actually, that's
it's
their
because
pain
they have
face.
venom underneath their arm.
You know, I didn't know that one.
There
That's
you go.
new.
There you
Fun
go.
fact that was brand new to Hank
It might be wrong.
Green.
I got it off the internet. I do not.
It was in an infographic.
Okay, I'm getting the thumbs up about venomous
The
arms.
dragon has raised from the pond. It's real.
It's real.
Your faith is
Hallelujah.
restored. Siobhan, thank you for coming to hang out with me on the couch here.
What a delight. It's always such a charming time with you, Hank.
Is it?
Yes.
That means a lot to me.
Yes. I love
believe
our
you.
conversations.
I believe what you're saying.
You should believe me. I'm telling the truth.
Okay, good. And thank all of you for watching. If you would like to ask me anything, you can leave your questions in the comments. I'll answer a few of them over the next few days. I do enjoy that. When I say over the next few, it might be 4 to 7, if we're being honest. Erin is probably emailing me right now. She's like, Hank, I got a list.
Hank,
They're
you don't
the good
have to
ones.
do any of them.
I want to. I love answering questions. You want me to not do it?
No, they'll get it when they get it.
They'll get it. That's right. On the Complexly YouTube channel, we have a bunch of other stuff you can subscribe and see it. This is where you get more Ask Hank Anything. We got more coming out. And also, there's other things. It's right here at youtube.com/complexly. Thanks for watching. You can support Complexly and get bonus videos from Ask Hank Anything and more by going to complexly.org/support. Also, if you want to see more of what we're up to, you can join the Complexly newsletter by visiting complexly.org.